Hello and welcome back to the Hibs Career Mode. We've made it to what, episode 38 this is? I mean, that's not really that much when you think about it. Considering the game's been out for what, 5 months, 6 months. But I never really expected to do it. I mean, I never really uploaded much between October and December. Then January hit, and 2018 hit. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking do it. I'm just gonna go for it and actually complete a series for once. I don't think I've ever actually properly completed a series. I mean, I don't really think I really started many, as it is, or even have any. Now that I think about it, but I really want to do this one. Obviously, I had FIFA 16, FIFA 17, sort of my player stuff. I don't think I did a my player for FIFA 17 or anything for FIFA 17. Although I told myself I will do something for FIFA 17, but I never ended up doing it. However, for FIFA 18, I knew I had to. You know, it was, you know, I waited too long, and I thought, you know what, let's just go for it. Why the hell not? So 38 episodes in, we're on season 4. We're in the January transfer window, and I like a January transfer window. I like transfer windows in general. That's what most people like career mode for. Personally, I prefer career mode to things like, you know, Ultimate Team. What's it called? Squad battles, I think it's called. I showed the highlights here because it was only 1-0, even though I dominated them in terms of shots and stuff. Yeah, career mode's probably my favourite game mode in FIFA. I don't know, I love it. I used to play my player a lot when I was younger, when I was about 13 maybe. And I had one for FIFA 15. When you do a my player career, I know most people aren't really interested in it, but I'm going to mention it anyway. When you do it, you start off as like 18 and 19. I'm pretty sure in some of the games you're 17. And then FIFA 15, by the time I was finished with that career mode, it was on Xbox, so I don't have the progress anymore, and I don't have an Xbox One because they took my account off me for absolutely no reason. But by the time I was finished with that my player career mode, my player was how old was he? 31 or 32, I think. So I must have done a good 10, 12 seasons, maybe more, with that player. And I was really happy that I done that because I don't tend to. I've only ever fully completed one career mode and got all the way to 2030, and that was with Celtic in FIFA 16. That was quite. I mean, it was a bit underwhelming, to be honest, actually, now that I think about it. I just wish it would save just before your final game so that you can still use that team as many times as you want, or maybe put you back at the January transfer window or something like that, so that you can make new signings for your team and experiment with new players all the time, so that you know, you've got something to do with it other than this save file that's just sort of left there. As you seen 2 seconds ago, I signed a new player, and it was someone who I was looking at for a good while anyway. He's a right wing back. His name was Chernik. He's been at the club for a while now. I am a bit far ahead than what you're watching right now. I mean, we're in January here. I'm in April from what I've played, and from here till then is all post-com. I hope that's not really a big deal. I used to love post-com when I used to watch MGH, A9 Skills. Can't think of anybody else, but what a save this is from, was it Ruddy? Absolutely incredible save, and it was a Moyano shot as well, and I don't think he's actually scored for us yet. We do make 2 signings in this episode. Ends up 2-1 to Hibs. This is a fantastic game, by the way. Like, half of the episode is just this Wolves game. It's all, where are they actually? They're in relegation, I think. They're in like last or second last. Good ball from Gutierrez. You'll see later on what happens with him in the episode. fantastic finish from Graham as well, unsavable I'd say. Gutierrez again finds Basagog, and I think he actually gets 2 assists in this game. So unless it was Moyano that played Graham through, but either way the team played very well together in this game, although it was a bit sort of tense at one point. The whole team did play well together, I can't deny that. It was just a very fun game. It was just very intense stuff, and then they scored again. I don't know why, I feel like my goalkeeper's very sort of hot and cold. He could have a couple of games where he saves everything, and then he'll go through a few games where he just doesn't save a single shot. I feel like every other goalkeeper, when you're playing against the computer, they always save everything, but my goalkeepers save not absolutely nothing, just not very much at all. I wish Patrick Ross scored there, but Basagog ends up finishing it off, making it 4-2 at this point. I can't remember what the final score is. I'm pretty sure there's another couple of goals. Kind of gutted for Ross though. This has been his breakthrough season. I hope it eventually gets a goal. It's the same with who else is it that broke through? I'm pretty sure Berglund broke through this season as well. There's somebody else I'm thinking of, and I can't think of who it is that broke through this season. Although to think about it though, the season, the team that we're playing with this season is quite a bit different than it was last season. And you'll see, I did change something else in this, and actually, will that be in this episode? I'm not sure. It might be next episode, but I will be changing something. You'll see very soon. So a youth player I'm trying to think of that's broke through this season as well, and I just can't think of who it actually is. But Patrick Ross has been great. I mean, what a ball this is. 98th minute, 5-3 to Hibs. What a game this was. I absolutely loved it. I mean, obviously 5-2, 5-1, 5-0 would have been better, but can't complain. I mean, having one of these games where there's loads of goals, it's always very fun. And in the end, we beat them 5-3. Gutierrez, this is what I was talking about. Limburg, is it Limburg? I mean, I barely played him. But no matter how much we sold them for, we would make a profit from, and well, that's always a good thing, isn't it? Then the next game was up against Watford. I believe this was in the FA Cup, and going into it, I wasn't really sure what to expect. We've been playing quite poorly other than that Wolves game, and I felt like we had to win that, and I played it because I felt like if we'd never played it, then we would have lost. And then this is another great example of my goalkeeper just not saving things. Like, he should have his front post covered, and it was 1-0. That was the only thing that happened in the first half. Then all of that was very stale. John McGinn almost scoring that, and then Gianni Otas, nice sort of, I don't know, really, it was kind of strange, sort of slid into the ball and put it by the goalkeeper. It was a very nice finish as it is. Gianni Otas is he's been a good servant to us, I have to say. He's a kind of player that I don't know if I even class him as a first team player. He doesn't do a lot, but I still really like him as a player in FIFA. And if you end up doing a sort of, I don't know, is customised the right word? I wish we put that by them there, but it wasn't to be. And then the game ended up ending again. Another good shot. The game ended at 1 each, but if you do like a sort of custom career mode where you're sort of moving teams about, I'm pretty sure the squads stayed as default as sort of when the game first came out, so that nothing really changes. I could be wrong in saying that, but people like Joe Ledley, Gianni Otas and stuff should all be free agents at the time. And yeah, so I would advise that if you do decide to I would advise. Sorry, what I mean to say is I would advise signing these people if you decide to sort of do this type of career mode. I know the game's been out for a while, but Road to Glories are always fun. The first Road to Glory I ever done was with a team that aren't even in FIFA anymore. I still stand by, I don't know if I've ever mentioned this, I think every single country should have its own, should have at least 2 leagues, and as you see there, I sold Vinicius as well, I don't remember who to, but we eventually got rid of him, and at this point we actually have 3 centre backs. Or is it? We have 4, and I eventually loan out Bliska. So, yeah, this is the replay of the FA Cup game, and they scored instantly. Again, just, you know, one shot and they score, and it was just annoying. In the 29th minute, get a good cross, 1 each. We equalise again. I was really hoping that we could beat Watford, man. I wish that we could beat them in the you know, the initial game where we sort of drew them. That should have been a goal. It's because, you know, it's just an extra fixture, and I hate that. I wish it just went straight through to extra time and stuff so that you could just settle it. Although it would make your players more tired for one game, it would be worse having that extra game. I feel like it should just be the one game with extra time and penalties. I barely get into penalty shootouts in this game. I either beat them or I don't, and then they ended up sort of hammering us towards the end, and as you can see, it's 2-1, 89th minute. I bring off Graham for probably Ioha. Yeah, Ioha came on. And then when he's not winning headers, even though he's 6'3" or 4, then you know you've got a problem on your hands. And I kind of accepted my fate at this point. It was like, this was the quickest 2 minutes of added time I have ever been through. How was that 2 minutes added time? So yeah, I believe that's the last game of the episode, and there's one that's simulated as well after this. Anto, I don't know how to say his name, but he had a release clause that was so much less than what I would have had to pay for him if I never paid the release clause. His release clause was 2.6 million. I believe his actual price would have been at least 6. So I thought it would be a massive bargain to get him for the release clause. I don't have a clue how to say his name. I'm just going to call him Anto, because that's his first name. The team is going to go through a transition over the next few episodes, you'll notice. And considering this guy's rating in comparison with all the rest of the team, I think you'll realise that the team is what am I even saying? I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I think you realise with this signing that the team is going to change quite a bit, and this is the final game of the episode actually. But with Anto, I think he's a bargain for his rating, honestly, and he'll turn into like the best player in the team. This is the last thing of the episode. I suppose I will see you all in the next episode. I hope you've enjoyed this one. Stay tuned, because these will be out quite a lot now. I'll see you next time.